This message is to my son. I know over the years we haven't seen eye to eye. There's been a disconnect between me and you. And I look back over my life and I've seen some of the mistakes I've made with you and the rest of my children. But I never wanted this between us. All the times I reached out to you and never could make a connection. Never understood why you ran from me. Never understood why I get the cold shoulder. Never understood why you treated me the way you did. I just never, and the times I've asked, you never would tell me. But I look back when you was born. First time I ever met you, I couldn't do nothing but smile, man. You was just a little bundle of joy, man. You had the little fattest cheeks I ever seen. And at that time in my life, man, I think I was early 20s, man. And I didn't have a blueprint on raising any kids. I just had your sister. I think I was 19, 20 when I had her. Totally unprepared. Didn't know nothing about fatherhood. I had a great example, my dad, and at that time, it's like I was just thrown on the stage and somebody threw me 3 balls and told me to juggle. And I couldn't do nothing but drop all of them because I wasn't prepared. I didn't know how to juggle. I didn't know how to juggle manhood, fatherhood, and responsibility. Totally foreign to me because at that point in my life, I was running the streets in the drugs. I had just started doing heroin, and it took my life on a whirlwind. I call it the ghetto roller coaster. And I stayed on it for a long time, man. But doing all that, I never called myself separated from you or any of my children. I was always in your life. I used to take you back and forth to school when you were little. And you would always have your hands in your pockets. I know one time I picked you up, man, and you had a bunch of candy in your pockets. I said, well, where you got all that candy from? You just kind of laughed. You said, from them girls. And I said, oh my God, this little boy. You always kept your hands in your pockets. I never understood. You was like a grown man when you was little. But man, I just loved you to death, man. I loved you to death. You was the apple of my eye. You was my first son. Man, I fell in love with you. You was just so cute, man. And at that time, Kelton, I was fighting addiction. The worst part of my life, man. I never forget one time, it was your birthday, and I had brought cupcakes up to your school. I was so proud that day, man, just to know that I'm your daddy, man. And I brought cupcakes up there, man. And I remember I walked through the door and you was just smiling. You were so happy. But what you didn't know, I was dope sick. Nose was running, stomach was messed up. I wanted to pass out, man. I wanted to faint. But I wanted to be there for you. Because it was your day. And I didn't want to let you down. I didn't want to let you down. I didn't want to let myself down. You got to understand, son. That was a hard time of my life, man. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. All I knew, I was chasing that dope. That everything came second. But what never left my mind or what never left my mind was not being around for you. You got to understand, Kelton, I was a drug addict. But within my addiction, I always made sure I kept my face in front of yours. That you saw me. That you knew me. Because see, you don't understand. My mama had me out of sin, man. I watched my mom take me around this guy while she was married, man. This dude was my real daddy, man, and he didn't have nothing to do with me. I grew up out of sin, man. I didn't know my real daddy. All I knew was his name. I saw him, but never knew his character, never knew how much he loved me. All I knew is when I went to go see him, I just called him daddy, and he'd give me some money. That's all I knew. That's it. But that's one thing I didn't want you to ever experience, not knowing me. Not knowing me. And as time went on, man, it got worse and worse. Ended up going to rehab 2 or 3 times, man. Could never get it right. Then all of a sudden it got so bad, son, that I had to wreck. And you know, I had to wreck. And now I'm sitting here, I got another ball to juggle. Being paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. I'm off drugs. Trying to learn how to live off drugs. Been on drugs almost 10 years, if not longer. Now I'm trying to stay clean, live in the path of the righteous. Now that that's gone, the responsibility of being a father of 3 kicked in. That was rough. Son, I had to learn how to do everything over again from a chair. I had to learn how to raise kids from a chair, man. It's one of the hardest jobs I ever had in my life. You don't understand, son. That was one of the hardest. Can you imagine trying to discipline kids from a chair? Trying to raise kids from a chair? Trying to provide for kids in a chair? Dude, that's why you see all this gray hair right here. Because I was trying to figure it out. Wasn't no blueprint on being paralyzed, baby, with kids. It was rough, man. Even when I moved to Dallas, I moved away from you. I did everything I could to make sure I had y'all in my life. When I got with my wife, she would come pick y'all up every weekend. And you know, because you'd be the one to call me. Daddy, you come to get us? And without a doubt, I'm coming. Every holiday, every summer, I had y'all with me. Because I wanted to make sure y'all came first, man. Y'all came. I took you to school with me. I was going to college. I was enrolled in college, trying to do something with my life, man. Trying to do something to make a difference in my life. Because all I've been doing has been doing nothing with my life. I had to change it around, man. And I took y'all with me. I used to take y'all to school with me. Just to show you something different, man. That if in all my gettings, I had to let y'all see what y'all could be able to do. Cause I'm thinking if you see your daddy trying to get it, then you'll follow in my same footsteps. That's all I was doing, son. That's it. That's it, man. And whatever caused the split between me and you, I'm sorry, son. When you told me you wanted nothing to do with me, man, that's the hardest thing I ever had to experience. Hardest thing I ever, man. It's like a knife being ran through my heart, man, because you don't understand how much I love you, dude. You don't get it. That's why I always kept trying to reconnect with you. I always reached out to you. You don't know how many Christmases I cried, man. You don't know the weight I carried, man. You don't know the extent of my infirmities, man. You don't get it. Man, I love you, dude. I love you with every ounce in me. And even with the disrespect, the reject, and I still love you. When everybody else told me, man, to hell with you. When all my friends say, man, forget him, man. He don't want to be a part of your life. I couldn't stop, man, because I love you, dude. Unconditionally, no matter how bad you treat me. Now I understand how God feels. How he get disrespected all the time, but he still loves us. I understand what he goes through. I never stop loving you, son. Never will. Never will. And now I see that you got a child. You just had a baby. I hope you never have to experience, never experience what I experienced with you, son. I pray that you and your child turn out, man, with the best relationship. The best. I want the best for you, son. I'm so proud of you, man, because you stepped in, you married your fiance, became a father, man. You did, man, say, man, I am proud of you, dude. Proud of you. Proud of you, man. Becoming a man. That's what men do. You step up, not step down. Proud of you, son. I love you, son. Love you. I just want you to hear this from my perspective. This is my perspective. This is what I've been going through. And now I'm laying up in this hospital bed. And, you know, I'm not promised tomorrow. Anything could happen. I'm fighting an infection right now. This thing could turn bad, man, but I don't want to leave here without telling you how much I love you, dude. Love you, Kelton. And I hope one day soon, man, we can reconnect, man, and put all this bullshit behind us. Like I always wanted, man. I always wanted a relationship with you. I know cats right now don't even fool with their kids, man. Don't even know their kids. I couldn't do that with you. You know me. You know my name. You know my character. You know me. That's one thing you can't never take away from me. You know me. I love you, son. And I hope whatever's bothering you, whatever you're going through, whatever you got in your head about me, man, let it out. Let it go. That thing is a cancer, man. It'll kill you, son. It'll kill you. Nothing is worth holding a grudge this long. Whatever I've done to you, I mean, I don't know what I've done to you, son, but be there in your corner. I don't know what I've done. But whatever it is, talk to me. Get it out. Let's put this behind us, man, so I can enjoy that grandbaby, your child with you, man. That's all I want, son. That's all I ever wanted. Just be next to you. Just be close to you. That's all. I mean, even going through this taught me how to be a better man. I thank you. Because it taught me how to be a better father, man. A better grandfather. A better husband. A better friend. Thank you. I thank you, man. I hope we can put this behind us, man. And move on. I love you, boy.